Hello you guys, and welcome to my spring TBR. So this is my first TBR on the channel. I am very much a seasonal TBR setter. It's gotta be by the seasons. That way I can plan for more books. Like, I don't like to set a new TBR every month. And then I have a lot of books to choose from that I want to read. Now today I think I'm gonna show you around 15 to 20 books. Look, there are tons of books on my TBR, and today I'm just doing my physical TBR, not even my Kindle, because that is just going to get us way too deep. But I'm going to exclude books that I have planned for like specific videos, just so they're a little more like exciting when we get to them. Some of these I might still read in a vlog or a video, but I don't have a video planned around these books. So I'm going to start with the dreaded pile of books from the winter TBR that didn't get read in the winter. You know, it'd be like that sometimes, and you just gotta roll with it. Anywho, let's go through them. Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I definitely hauled this, I think, in one of my first videos, but it is about an ice skater and a hockey player. Say less, cutting edge girl. I'm excited for it. It is a little longer than I expected, and I think that's kind of what kept me from reading it in the winter, but I need to get to it. I need to get to this guy. Next, I have Half a Soul. This one has been on the TBR for like 3 seasons in a row. Like, it needs to be read this spring. Like, if I'm reading anything else in a video or on Instagram, you need to comment and be like, what about Half a Soul though? Because it needs to get off the TBR. This one is about, see, I don't even really know what it's about. Oh, it's about a girl, I think she's a fae, hard to say. She's in Regency, England, and she has only half of her soul. I think she finds somebody to help her find that half. There you go. Not a great synopsis, but that's what I know about it. Next is Crescent City. I still have a little time to get to this one, but I don't know if I'm going to finish it until spring. Like, she really said, I'm just going to write the fattest book for you. So, I'm excited about this one. I think I'm going to buddy read it with my bestie, so hopefully that will make me, like, get to it, you know? Then I have Under the Whispering Door. I've wanted to pick this one up for a while. I love House in the Cerulean Sea, so it's like, I just need to get into it and start it, and then I'm sure I'll fly through it, because he's an amazing author. And last for my winter TBR is Kingdom of the Wicked. I already ordered the next book, even though I have not read this one, so I'm hoping I like it a lot. But this is, it's like fantasy, magic, murder mystery, like it has all these things, but it's the 2 sisters and a brutal murder and an intoxicating romance. The trifecta, if you will. So I'm excited to get to this one too. Again, it's like I have a lot of fantasy on the TBR from winter, because I thought winter would really be my fantasy era, and then I think I just read a lot of romance. What can you do? Anyways, those ones are carryovers that I really hope I get to, so I don't have to hold on to them till, like, hold off to read them until next year. Right, it's time for the main course. The books that are screaming spring to me, the books that I can't get off my mind, that I just need to read yesterday, basically. So, first is a book that has been on the TBR for eons. It is Winger by Andrew Smith. It is about a 14-year-old boy who's at a rich boarding school, and he like lives with a big jerk rugby player, and he's in love with his best friend Annie, who thinks of him as a little kid. That's the plot. I remember hearing good things about this. I'm sure it's YA, because I feel like this was from forever ago, but I definitely want to get to it this spring and see what it's all about. Hopefully, you know, it is still worth my time. All right, now it's time to get to what really matters, and that is the romances I plan to read in spring. And please feel free to let me know what is on your TBR for spring and what you think I need to add to my TBR, because a TBR can always be longer, right? So first book on the agenda for the romance section is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I think this is about like a city girl, a sophisticated city girl who's like an ER doctor and kind of a farm boy, like, and how they try to bridge their different lifestyles to come together. I am really excited to read this one. I've heard so many good things about it, so that one is high on the TBR. Next is Forever Never, She'll Always Be His Problem. It's Lucy's Score. This is about a guy who falls in love with his brother's high school sweetheart, boss's daughter, and ex-wife's best friend. That's all the same person. So I'm getting maybe small town romance, but yeah, he's a overprotective, steadfast kind of guy, and he's got an iron will, but not when it comes to this girl. I'm excited about this. It's going to be my first Lucy Score book, and I know people are feral for her, so I hope I love it too. I have 2 books by Beth O'Leary. They are beautiful. Come on. Don't tell me these don't scream spring, okay? They're beautiful. I can't wait to post pictures on my Instagram of them. So this one is called The Switch. This one is about Ellen, who's about to turn 80. She's newly single and she's looking for a second chance at love. And it's about her granddaughter, Lena, who has to take a 2-month sabbatical after blowing a big presentation at work. So it's kind of like they're switching their lifestyles. And yeah, for 2 months. It's kind of giving, oh my gosh, The Holiday, but like an older lady and her young granddaughter are switching places. I like that concept. That sounds really cute. I'll be honest, I hadn't read that until right then. Like, I didn't know what it was about. But it was pretty, so I did get it. Okay. Next is The Flat Share. I have heard a lot about this one. It's about 2 people who share a loft or like an apartment, but one of them works nights, one of them works days, and they leave each other notes. And that's kind of how they get to know each other. So that one sounds super fun too. Like, oh, I'm just chomping at the bit, honestly, to get to these. Next, I have Book Lovers. I thought about putting this off until summer because it takes place in August, I think, in North Carolina. So I was like, maybe I should wait, but I can wait no longer. And she has a new one coming out, and then I'm going to be behind if I don't just go ahead and read this one. So this one's on the spring TBR, but maybe her other one will sneak on there too. Hard to say. We have a book that's a little like different for me. I got it in a blind date with a book. So I don't know if I would have picked this up off the shelf, but I am excited to see what it's about. But it's called Wait for Me Yesterday in Spring. It's about, I think, a boy who travels back in time to try and save his love. That's all I know about it. That's what the little blurb said on the blind date with a book. So we'll see about that one, but it has spring in the title, right? So I felt like I had to add it. It was only right. Here are the final books on the TBR, plus a reread that it's gonna happen one way or the other, and I might as well put on the TBR so I can put a little check next to it, right? All right, so first up is Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Sutano. We'll see if that's right. But it's about a girl who I think accidentally commits a murder and then calls her Asian aunties to come for the rescue. And I think the characters are like Chinese Indonesian, I think. So I feel like the culture is going to be really fun in this one. And I've heard it's funny. So I hope I get to this one. Like every other book on this TBR. Holy moly. At the beginning of this, I was feeling high. I was like, I'm so excited about all these books. And now I'm starting to think, that's a lot of books. Guess I have to give up watching TV. But anyways, the next 2 are like thriller mysteries. This one is The Housewife by Frida McFadden. And it is about, I think, a woman who becomes a maid for this family, but the wife is acting kind of strange and weird things keep happening, but the husband seems normal. So it's kind of one of those domestic thrillers, I think. I'm excited about that one. I've heard good things, and I've heard there's a second one coming out. So I need to get to that one. And then I have 5 Survived by Holly Jackson. I read all of the Good Girls Guide to Murder books, and I feel like this one seems almost spookier. I think it's these friends go on a road trip, and one of them does not survive, aka 5 survives. So hopefully I get to that one soon too. Holy moly, I'm gonna have to really work on my time management. Next is the Sunbearer Trials. I also put this one in my haul, and I do not know anything about this plot, so I'm just not even gonna try because I just want to go into it completely blind. Like, I went into Cemetery Boys mostly blind, enjoyed it, and I trust Aiden Thomas, the author, so I'm just gonna go into that one blind. Here are the last 2 books. One is a nonfiction, one is a reread. Our nonfiction pick for spring is The 7 Secrets to Healthy, Happy Relationships. I know this author has another book called The 4 Agreements, but I'm just excited to dive into some more nonfiction, and who does not want to feel like they're doing better in their relationships and they're creating happy, healthy ones. So I'm really excited to hopefully gain something from reading this. And last, the reread. You already know. It's just been on my mind, you guys. I can't get it off my mind. And I also never annotated a book, but I feel like I'm gonna try and annotate this one because this book, like, I read really at the beginning of me getting back into reading, like, all of the time. I've kind of always been a reader, but just kind of got me back into wanting to read more. And I just feel like some of the feelings that Sally Rooney describes in this book, like, I did not know you could put into words that I've felt. So I'm just so excited to reread this and go back to my roots. So that is the TBR. Let's count them up, shall we? So far for spring, we have 13 books on the TBR and 5 rollover books from the winter TBR. So hopefully I can get to most of these. I know, it's a pipe dream in some ways, but it's really exciting to remind myself of, like, all the great books I have, like, in my own home before I start going book shopping again. So I'm really excited to start these. Please let me know what's on your spring TBR, and let me know if any of these, like, stand out to you, or they're ones you want me to do a video on perhaps. But that is today's video. I felt like that was so quick, but I'm so excited to share those books with you, and I can't wait to share my reviews here soon. Have a good day.